Hi everyone, Peter Liciaga here. Hope you're having a great day. Hope you had a great Labor Day weekend. Well, here we are, ladies and gentlemen, moms and dads and kids, Mount Laurel. I hope you guys are ready for it because ready or not, it's back to school. I know some of my friends around the country already, kids are already going back to school. Some the friends I have that are educators, teachers, administrators are already kids are coming into classes or doing what they do. I know there's several things that we parents can do when it comes to our kids going back to school. We can either do the virtual classes, or we could do the in-person, classes, or we can do a combination of both. But I also know some families that are just outright homeschooling. And but yeah, so what are you guys doing? Okay, because ready or not, here we are. All right, so anyway, I wanted to quickly, I would be remiss if I did not come on here as an educator, as a martial arts instructor, teaching people self-defense and also awareness assessment and moving to the right appropriate action. I would be remiss if I did not come on and just share some ideas, some tips, some suggestions as we go back to school. Like every year I do that. I always want to share back to school tips. However, this year is definitely very different, right? It's a very new experience this year, and I definitely have some ideas, and I'm sure you guys do as well. What are some suggestions, tips, and recommendations that you would give to families that have children going back to school or going through this experience of education in this new school year? So here are mine. I have seven here. I wrote down seven. I just narrowed down seven. There's a whole list, but I just wanted seven that I want to go through. The first one for me on the top of my list, and I believe many of you guys would agree with this, is just daily routine, creating that routine. I know we had this routine in the summer, and we went into this pandemic experience, COVID experience, with a new routine. We adapted, we improvised, we had our highs and lows, and we still do with this experience. But now we have a routine. But now the kids are going back to school, and whatever that looks like, there's a daily routine, a new daily routine. So right away, plan that day. And I'm actually getting ready. In a couple of weeks, you'll get the announcements. I'm going to do a workshop on helping our kids not get distracted, to stay on track, focused on what's really important. And I'm going to share some things to do that you can learn, that you can do for yourself, and also expose and teach to your children how to be indistractable, where your attention is focused on what truly is important. So I'm very excited about that. But you want to plan your day. You want to make sure when you get up in the morning, you get up at the time you're supposed to get up, a little bit early. This way they're prepared, which leads me to my second tip, recommendation, and thought and idea is, preparation. And so make sure that you are prepared. So get up early, plan the day that you get up early. Your children get up early with enough time to be mentally awake, physically awake, and emotionally and psychologically awake. It's a bad idea. I believe a bad idea, and science has shown this more often than not. It's a bad idea to get up at the last minute and rush where your body's not awake, your mind is not awake, your heart's not awake, and your mindset, everything. None of that is really awake and primed for the day. So it's all about getting primed for the day. So your preparation needs to start from early in the morning. Get up before you enough time so you can get what you need to get done, so you can be prepared mentally, emotionally, psychologically, and physically for the day ahead. Prime the body, prime the mind, prime the heart and the spirit and the character of your child, so that then when they get on that bus or they go in front of the computer screen, whatever their academic day looks like, that they are set up for success and ready to work. Okay, it's so important with meals and whatever, the snacks in the course of the day. Just plan it. Even if they're at home, make sure there's a plan that they get up and get dressed, get washed up. No pajamas, none at all. I know my son goes back. He's going to 11th grade at Lenape. He's going to do all virtual. And the teachers, it's a requirement that they are dressed for class, and what we call in the world of success, dressed for success, right? So make sure our kids that. So those are my first two. The first one, daily planning, make sure you have a routine, and then the preparation. Number two is always prepare the day before, and have the mindset this: when we go to sleep at night, you are going to sleep with a purpose, and everything's prepared so that when you get up with the purpose on time, that you are able to have confidence that you are prepared for your day. So that's my first two. The third one is creating a learning environment. Now, the one thing I did over the weekend, I knew that I wanted to set up, my office a more creative, more learning environment, because this month, going into this new school year for myself, also is going to be very different, because I'm doing a lot of teaching from here. Matter of fact, all my teaching is from here. The whole summer, I've been teaching from this space here. I built this space up. This is a learning and education environment. And I organize, you don't see it right now. I increase my desk so that my desk is from wall to wall. It's wide work space. My books, some more of the books that I use are there. I have my printer. Everything is here. My workspace is now prepared for more education, because I'm doing one-on-one sessions now. People are hiring me to coach and mentor and hold them accountable, and hold their children accountable to being successful academically, physiologically, emotionally, mentally. That I'm doing the role of so many, but in this space here. So make sure you create a learning environment for your child, and whether it's at home or part-time at home and part in school. Learning environment that it's learning. So which leads us to number four. Number four is that center your child, and not so much the work. Don't be focus on the work, but be more focused on getting your child's mind and emotions centered and focus on what truly is important. There's going to be upsets. There's going to be things that are not going to go the way we planned. I know that. I know that's going to happen. I know that I learned a long time ago that if I don't get the results that I expect, then learn a lesson and move forward. Don't get disrupted or distracted by upsets. And we want to make sure that our child's mind and emotions, the mental health, the emotional health of our child is centered. So it starts in the morning with breathing, with having their focus on what is important, and also core values, and make sure they are standing firm on what their core values are. And there's one thing that I noticed during this time over the last several months as a coach, is that all my clients, whether they are 8, 9 years old or adults, a lot of our conversations focus in on their core values, what is truly important to them. So make sure we take the time to center our child and to look at their health, their physical health, their mental health, their emotional health, and help them to stay focused on it. So be aware of that and continue to assess their states, their mental states, their physical states, their psychological states, their emotional states, and assess it. Continue to ask yourself, how are they doing today? How are you feeling today? And then, however they're feeling, move to an action that's right and appropriate. And so that's very important. This is what we call our ABCs of self-defense, the A game. Okay, and I do have a survey, or an analysis, better yet, an analysis that I put out there just to check to see, how your child is doing. And all you got to do is go to personaldevelopmentanalysis.com. I know that's a lot to say, but it's basically, talk about 3 reasons why you should fill this out. And then I talk about some missing elements that your child might have, which is why I have this life mastery program. So go to personaldevelopmentanalysis.com, or simply just type in dothesurvey.com. dothesurvey.com, and it goes right to the survey, where you just right away just do the survey. The analysis just gives you an idea where your child asks some questions. I ask questions, and then you'll just score it from 1 to 5 as a few questions, but gives you a good idea of where they are. It gives you some things to think about. And at the end, if you want to set up an appointment with me to go over it, where we can look at the strengths of your child, or the deficiencies of your child, then we can go ahead and have a conversation about that. But anyway, go to dothesurvey.com, And I think that's easy to say, easy to go to, right? Easy to remember. Okay, next thing on my list, that was number 4. Number 5 on my list is encourage this growth mindset. Everything that your child's going to experience, that you are going to experience in any time in your history, and even now through this historical event, this unprecedented event with this pandemic and going into this back to school, we are going to learn, but we are going to learn if we have a growth mindset. If our mindset is like, how can I grow during this experience? What can I learn? How can I become more empowered and more intelligent, so that when I move forward with my gifts and my talents, that I back up my gifts, my talents, my resources with more intelligence, because I learn from mistakes. I learn from things that don't go right. I learn from things that basically disrupted me or even distracted me. Okay, what did I learn from that? So always have a growth mindset and growth. So that was number 5. Number 6 is exercise. Exercise body, mind, and spirit. And what I mean by that, exercising your body, that's obvious. Your child needs to continue to exercise the body. And the one thing that we realized over the last several months through the summertime, that we were more sedentary. That I know I was, where I did less physical, less running around. Everything was here. So I had to really get up, and as a challenge every single day to commit to getting up and moving. Now, just because I moved yesterday and I plan on moving tomorrow doesn't necessarily mean I'll move today. So I need to exercise my body, but I also need to exercise my mind. And there are books here that I've read, that I'm finishing up reading, that I plan to read, that is exercising my mind. I take my notes, I write down what I've learned, so I do all that I can to build my mind, exercise my mind. That's where I become more intelligent, and then at the same time, exercising my spirit, this warrior spirit, this what I call indomitable spirit, because we are going to be confronted with challenges in life. So let us be equipped spiritually, mentally, and physically to stand up to the challenge. So it takes spiritual exercise. So whatever your core values are, if you're into meditation or prayer or a combination of both, or just having quiet moments, quiet times, it doesn't matter. Do whatever you can. Do more research. If you want some suggestions, just reach out to me. That can build the spirit of you, the warrior spirit, that part of you that connects the other parts of you, the mind, body, and spirit. Okay, so make sure we exercise all that. So that's number 6. And my last one, okay, is this: stay connected. This is the one thing that I'm noticing, that when people go into a depression, or they go into, let's say, making bad choices, or they get distracted, a lot of times it's because they are losing connection with what matters most, and to people. And so the first thing I did today, I know all of us had the weekend off, my mastermind group. The first thing I said in my mastermind group was to all my accountability partners, hey, accountability partners, let's get together and catch up and get updates. And then what that means to my group is that let's look at what we plan on doing. Let's see what we've done. Let's see what we're going to do. And let's have some checks and balances along the way. Stay connected. Also, making sure I stay connected with my family, with my son, with my kids in-house, see how they're doing, with my wife, to make sure, see how she's doing, and us together, and always stay connected and communicating. So very, very important. So those are my 7. And of course, I can go on, but I won't. And if you have yours, please share yours right below in the comment section. Again, if you want to find out more about that survey that I've done, let me go ahead and put that in here. I'll put it in my comments here. dothesurvey.com. It takes you right to the survey. And you can also go to personal development analysis, that's it, analysis.com. That gives you a little bit more insight into the analysis itself. Before you do the survey, gives you some more insight. So hopefully that's correct. Personal development, perfect. It looks like it's development. Looks like it's correct. Okay, guys, so that's what I have for you today. Again, look out for the information I'll be sending out for a workshop that I'll be doing later on this month. It's going to teach you and your child how to not get distracted, to be what we call indistractable. And so I'm going to share some great information about that in about 3 weeks, 2 to 3 weeks. So look out for that information. I'll be sharing that in a couple of weeks. Okay. Have a great day. Talk to you soon. Again, it's back to school, guys. Ready or not, let's make this a great and successful year for us and our kids. Talk to you guys soon. Take care.